Hello, my beautiful crafty friends. It's Laurette, the Vintage Paper Girl. Welcome to my studio. I'm super excited you're here with me, and welcome back. Yes, I've been a bit under the weather, so I'm back again, doing my best to bring you what I've been working on, and when I'm done showing you everything, then we'll do a craft, okay? So hopefully you'll hang around for everything. I have a little project I did that you have not seen. I have not worked on with you at all. I just did it on my own time. And then I want to share a few things I got on Etsy. So I'm going to set those aside and we'll go over the things I've made before. But I want to just do the beginning of this video with this new project that I did. It's called Needlework. And Needlework is by The Paper Cameo. Okay. And they are on Etsy. We will try to get a link for you. And they are also, I believe she has her own YouTube channel. So I'm not sure, but you can go look. Anyway, it's The Paper Cameo. This is a guest design team project for Nicola. Hi, Nicola. Hope all is well. I hope I say her name right. So anyway, this is the absolute fabulous project I did for her. Now, this is Needlework. And I would show you the kit, but honestly, I have taken... There's like bits and pieces left, not a lot of full kit anywhere. So I don't have, you know, a flip through of it, but it is a gorgeous kit and it is all about needleworks and sewing. And so I've made what I consider a 2D, 3D kit. And this was the first piece I made. This was the second. I will show you the first one first. That makes sense, right? And this is the back side, and this is the front. Okay. And what I did was, this is the only things in here are from her kit. I did use a few words from a Jewel Design that were sewing words, just to kind of add some explanation to certain pieces. But otherwise, everything here you see, all this is from her kit. I did add, to make it 3D, I did add real snaps and real bits and pieces, and I'll talk about those as I go along. So I created a strap out of her pieces. This is in the kit. So are the little spools. Everything is in there. And I have cut them all out and inked, and I've used nothing but French vintage lace, antique laces. And all these laces come from Lavish Laces. So... you open this up. We have a lovely little envelope pouch. You open it up, and over here we have a pocket, and I have scraps that I turned into samples. So I've made lace samples, and then I have made a lovely, and I cut this out. This is from the kit, and it's a little needle card, and then this pocket here. This is all from the kit. So is this. And what I did is I took one of our little, that we have in our shop, the little coin envelopes, and I covered it with the piece from the kit and all these pieces from the kit. And I've made a cute little, like, doodad pouch. It's all kinds of things in there. Pins and goodies, real buttons. The buttons are vintage buttons. There's vintage snaps, the works, right? So I made a little pouch. So when you get this, you're getting all these bits and pieces that you can make more stuff with or use in your real sewing or however you want to do it. I've put on one of these little clips from Tim Holtz, and that was what was in this side here, this little pocket. Now, I did not make any of this, including this little folder. I did not make any of this on video, okay? I just did this in my free time while I was sick. So I've got some vintage lace, the word library and work. I've got the spool tops. There's a needle bit. These are all from the kit. There's this one. Doesn't this look so real? Oh my gosh. I've got to see if I can find some of my needles. I want to put some needles in there. But I made a little needle pouch by gluing bits and pieces together. Then I put more of the measuring tape. I put some real lace up there. These are all vintage laces, antique and vintage. You open the pouch here, and out come some beautiful, all these pieces are in the kit. So aren't these adorable? Oh my gosh, I just love them. I cut them out. I see where I missed some ink here. I need a little bit of ink in that corner. Okay. I didn't really want to do that, but all right. And they're all backed. Each piece has something on the back of it. You can write on it or not. They're just fun 3D pieces. This is a card that you can wrap your laces or your ribbon on. Another card from the kit that can be written on or whatever you want to do. I'm going to put these back in here. Now, all of this is in her ephemera or her, every page you see, everything that's lined here, all the lining pages, all the buttons, all these bits and pieces. Now, these were scraps, and I made a vintage scrap bundle, and this is from the kit, and I put another bit of this measuring tape in here, another needle bit, and I use the word vintage, and then scrap bits. So, got a little scrap sample kit, and on top of that, and this pocket has a bit of a gusset, so you can put it like this. And I will tell you that this started out looking like this. This is what I started with. And this is what you get when you cover it and you do everything. And no, I will not be doing a class on it or a tutorial. So here we have a little pocket. We've got a lace sample kit here. It says snaps and sample laces, so that goes with that. Those came from another kit from a Jewel Design, which is my daughter's shop. Real vintage snaps here. We've got a little pocket. This is part of the kit, and I have wrapped it with some vintage thread, embroidery thread. I've created a stitch card, stitch, thread, and samples out of one of the pieces. And so you can see all the different like little samples you could use. Isn't that cute? And then this is the back side of this. So this is what it looks like. Isn't that awesome? I've wrapped it all. So I'm going to put that back in there. And I'm going to add all these bits and pieces. So all this is sewing theme, stitch theme, embroidery theme, encyclopedia, needlework, right? Okay. And then this one is now, of course, I kept making and then realized all the stuff I made did not all fit in here. Sorry, this board's moving. Did not all fit in here. So I made one of my ephemera pouches, which is here from Pages. I put 3 different pages together. Use an embroidery, a beautiful embroidered applique piece. I added some pearls. Again, more pieces from the kit. I cut this out and glued it onto 2 different pages. I added some antique lace, more antique lace. The back side, again, I added 3 bits and pieces. Use this from one of the pieces. These are all scraps that I put together. Then we have 2 pages put together there. I do see a corner that seems to want to keep coming up. So give me 1 second here. I normally line the top of this with lace, and I probably should have. It's the tiniest little bit that doesn't want to go down. Now, this set is available, but our shop is currently on vacation. So if you are interested in this set, these 2 pieces come together, and you would like me to put your name on it as a reserve, let me know in the comments. I will write your name down, and it'll be first come, first serve. But I will write down everybody's name that's interested by the time it came in. Then we'll get contact when the shop is open with price and shipping and all that. Okay. So you open this up, and I'm going to take that out, and it is full, just chock full. It is all lined. You can see it's lined. And we have vintage buttons. We have a little pin, darning needles, but I just didn't really have any needles that I couldn't find my needles. I have hundreds and thousands of them, but I can't find any, of course not. So I used some beautiful pearl head pins for this. So you have a little needle kit or pin kit. Here's another one from the kit. And again, I have added shorter pins. These are shorter, these are longer. So 2 different kinds of pins. Create little needle books. And then we have samples of the tops, some of the measuring tape. We have a little thimble. I don't know if you could see those. I could take them out, I guess. This is what's in this little lovely little bag. We've got some of that. And then we have a thimble, And we've got all these little, spool tops, which are just adorable to decorate with. Oh my gosh. You can put it on top of a real wooden spool and create your own vintage looking spool. And then, as you know, you saw me just use this like crazy all the way through. So it's great for going down the side of a page. Or if you like to do a sewing journal, this is the perfect kit if you're going to do a sewing or an embroidery kit. This is real embroidery. This is an old vintage thread, string. And then I made a little lace sampler. Here again, it says samples and lace. And these words came from Jolene Jewel Design, her sewing kit. This is another lace card. And so I wrapped a bit of lace on it and put the word lace. It is, you can see it's got spelling in there. So those came from the kit. This is a button card that came from the kit. And I sewed on some real vintage buttons. Those are the real thing. And then backed it so it gave it some stability. And then you just, if you cut the threads, you can take them off and actually use them. So that's in that pouch. So so you have all these real pieces. Every bit of this paper comes from the kit. Then in the back section, I had some fun with this. This was like paper dolls for me. I really enjoyed this. I cut out these bits from the journal sheets, and this is a cute little baby top, and I've added little miniature pearls. Isn't that adorable? And this one, I've added pearls and a bow onto the dress. Now, these are all backed with bits from the kit. And then here is another one. Isn't this adorable? Oh my gosh, I love it. And here's a vest, and it's got all the pearl buttons on it for the dimension that I wanted. And then this is the big dress. Isn't this cute? So again, I used appliques and pearls for this dress. So you have all these 3D pieces for you to play with, put in a journal, put on a page. These would be cute on a ring if you wanted to punch a hole. I originally was going to punch a hole and put them all on a ring, but decided not to do that. So here you have it. This is what I worked on for a couple of days when I didn't really have a great voice. So there we go. And then all these bits and pieces go into one of my favorite envelopes, which I just love making these, as you know. I'm actually going to take these out first because I think it's easier to load it in the front when you're not like dealing with bulky, heavy bits, right? So all these cute little envelopes fit in here. This top pocket holds a lot. I purposely kind of pushed it in a little bit and made it kind of so it had a little bit of a bubble so I could get all of these cute little bits and pieces in here. Come on, you. Let's get in there. So this is what I have been working on. It is Needleworks by our gorgeous friend at the Paper Cameo. And it's a gorgeous kit. I mean, I could have played and played and played. I could have gone really crazy. But I had to stop myself because I need to go on and do some other work, unfortunately. And there you have it. So again, her shop is on Etsy. And you can find this kit over there. We will try to put a link to the Etsy shop. We will try to see if we can find one. Sometimes I can't get the links to work. Sometimes I can. It would be in the drop-down box. So that's where you would, that's where you would find it. And I just used some of this seam binding, which is perfect because, you know, that's a sewing thing, right? So, boy, I'm really making a hash out of that. Okay, so anyway, we got that. I might change that ribbon. I'm not crazy about it, so we'll see. So there we go. I mean, it'll be the crinkle ribbon, but I just not sure if I like the color and, you know, the whole bit. So we'll see. I have to see what else I've got. I might put a different satin ribbon or something. But there you have it. These are the two pieces that I made for my guest design team project. I hope you like this. And if you're interested in this set, say in the comment that you would like to, you're interested and you would like me to put your name on it. And then I'll write a list if I get more than one person interested. And then I will, or if you really, really think you want it, email me. Now, my email is in my drop-down box, so I won't put it on here, but it is in the drop-down box below the video. So there you have these two beautiful pieces. They're kind of hard to photograph. I'm going to try to photograph them and put them on Instagram and Facebook, but we'll see if I can get a good enough picture. So there is this is what I've been working on for a couple days. It was so much fun. I just sat and played for hours, and it really was not something I could do on video because I had to keep running to my printer and printing, and I had some ink issues, so I was getting weird line. I mean, it was just like a nightmare. So, and then I wanted to, I would pull out different things to cut, try all my circles to see which one would work. And, and then I had to search for all my laces. And so, it was a labor of love. So again, the paper cameo here, and it will be for sale. So let me know if you're interested. But that will not be till our shop reopens. So if you tell me you're interested, I'll put your name on it. And when the shop reopens, then we will email you and get back to work. Now, the shop's on vacation until the 9th or 10th of June because of graduations. And Jolene is still very sick with bronchitis, so please say some prayers for her. She is on her second round of antibiotics and hasn't kicked this yet. So, all right, I have to tell you, this kit was so fabulous. I had a tough time not making more and more, right? Because, I mean, like, the way those clothes came was on a sheet like this, see? So I have a few pages I could show you. Like I said, I've pretty much cut everything up. I mean, there's quite a bit here left. I put this on darker parchment presentation paper because I wanted it to look really old. And, this is some of the pages that I have left. This is stuff that I haven't used up so that you could see what was in the kit. I mean, the way the clothes came is they came as a, as a page. So this is some of what was left that I didn't use. And I mean, I've reprinted it about 6 or 7 times because I just was having such a good time. And I'm like, oh, I need some more of this, or I need it to be backed with that, or, it was a fun. I really, I am a professional seamstress and semi-retired. And so from seamstress work, I mean, I still sew, but I don't sew professionally. Like me, and I don't sell my seamstress work anymore. I don't do work for others anymore. I don't make wedding gowns or bridal veils or interior design stuff like I did, but you can see I still have a million projects I can make. Like, I'm so excited. Oh, see, this is how they came. I have a few. These have lines in them. It's the reason they didn't get used, but see how they came? They came like this. So those were all those needle books I made and all that. Isn't that just, oh, it's so yummy. There's envelopes, and there's a box you can make, which I am going to be making the box. So super excited about that. In fact, is this the one I just printed and now I put it back in here? No, this is the one that it's got lines in it. My printer did purple and yellow lines. I don't know why my printer was having a major tantrum, but it was. And I got all these weird lines in them, and I'm like, no, that's not going to work. So yeah, those are still hanging out. But there is a cool box I'm going to be making to go with this whole set. So, well, I don't know if it's going to get sold with the set or not. It might. But I do need to do a thank you gift, so I've got some of that to do. I have bits and pieces left over. Sorry, I just dropped everything on the floor. There's bits and pieces left over that that I haven't used. Oh, they would be great. I might do some, maybe some master boards or something with those. So anyway, that was my main thing I've been working on. Now I have also been, and there's one project I don't want to share till the very end because we're going to actually make some of these. So we'll get to that in a minute. But remember these? We did these in a Saturday, and I have embossed them. Can you see the embossing? I've embossed them. And so here they are embossed. I haven't decorated them or anything. I just embossed them. I want to wait to see what they're going to go in. Some of the embossing you can see easier than others. And these are just the index cards, and they emboss beautifully. I didn't have to wet them or anything because of the images. I didn't want to do that. But here they are, all embossed. Isn't that cool? Oh yeah, this one's going in my Marie Antoinette journal. It does need some decorations, but I'm going to wait till I actually physically put it in the journal, and then think it's going to go on a page. Actually, I'm going to put that, hold on a minute. I'm going to go behind me and try not to dump everything on the floor and put it with the journal. There we go. Okay, stay. Okay. Then we did some of these in that same video, and this is just what I did with the one I was struggling with. I added some pearls. I added a lady, a little bit of netting, sparkle net. I've added vintage lace pearls, a word. That's from Sampool, and a bow. So this pocket is ready for if you wanted to put, you know, you got 3 pockets there. And then if you glue it down, you could put a 4th back there. So these are the things that I finished. These all got embossed, which I just love doing. So I always share with you everything I've made. Then I wanted to share this I got. My poor friend. She's been home from London for maybe over a month. London and Paris. And she sent me a card of Princess Diana. And Steph, I just got this yesterday. Wednesday. And May. Can you believe it? And so she sent me this. I was such a big fan of hers. Oh, I just adored her. I was so devastated when she died. I cried. We were in the car and we heard it at night, late at night when we heard about it. And I just cried and cried. So anyway, thank you, sweetie, for the card. I love, love, love it. It's going with my others. They have their own special place. In fact, I need to get them their own envelope. And I've got to figure out how I'm going to store some of this stuff. I'm getting too much stuff everywhere. It's all spread out in 62 different containers. So I'm getting overwhelmed with that. I've got to find a better storage solution for my stuff that I've made. I'm going to move this just a little bit. It seems to be crooked. Okay, then I got my order in from Lavish Laces, which is Gisela. Hi, Gisela. And I love her laces. I get all of my antique French laces from her. This was my order. She sent me a beautiful set of thank you laces. Oh, look at those. Gorgeous. These are all laces I use on a regular basis. Oh my goodness. She couldn't have sent me anything better. Oh, and then she sent me some beautiful, she sells these postcards, which I didn't realize at first that she also does vintage postcards. That's in French. Oh, look at that. Where is this? Mont Saint Aude. This is in France. On 19 Rue Albert Einstein Way. How interesting. Isn't that gorgeous? Here's another French one. This is Alberta Square, the fountain. Beautiful. Sometimes they have a date on them. Not very often, but isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh. She knows I love French everything. So this was, 87. They have dates on them. 87. That one doesn't have a date. 1987, which is fine. It's the buildings that are iconic. I don't really care. I don't know. But anyway, she sent me those. Yes, as a thank you. Thank you so much. I love them. I love postcards. I have a thing for postcards. I would like to start using them and putting them into some of my work. So yes, yum. Okay. That's amazing. So I'm really excited to have all of these. Oh my goodness. So anyway, it's Lavish Laces on Etsy. And she is where I buy the things I personally use that are very, very old like this, right? So I have a box. I've got 3 or 4 boxes of her laces, and I've been waiting to put them in the box. And then I bought this by the yards. I bought several yards of each of those because I use them often. I need to put them in the box. And had a couple projects I wanted to do, and I don't have any really big sheets. Look at this. I can't even get it all in here. It's huge. So I can cut this up. Look how big this is. I can't even get it all in here. I think this is, how long is this? Let's see. I can take this off. Hold on a minute. Oh, sorry. Oh, hopefully I didn't make you seasick or give you a headache. Sorry about that. Banged you there. Banged your little head. Sorry. But I was trying to show you how big this is. And it is 20.5 inches long. Wow, look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? You get 2 sheets, and I can cut that into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you have the back. I mean, these are amazing. And I ordered 2 of them because I figured I could do quite a bit with them. I don't know if you can see the writing. Look at that. And I don't know what the year is on these. 1598? No. I don't know. I know they're French. I know they're old, and they're super thick, so they're going to be great for projects. Wow, look at these. Oh my goodness. So I ordered a couple. They were a little, I mean, they're not overly pricey. Everybody's are about the same, but you know, they're not inexpensive. Let me put it that way, okay? So if you do go order them, just don't get sticker shock. They're not horrible, and they are in the US, so you don't have to do shipping. Again, this is Lavish Laces. Oh, I got a piece of tape stuck to that. So yeah, I'm super excited to have these, like majorly excited. So I'm gonna keep them in here because oh dear, I do not, let me get that tape off there before it ruins the document and I'll be crying. I don't want to get dust on them. It ruins them really quick. So yes, these are French. This is all in French. Yummy. I don't know the year. I'm gonna have to look up my when I purchased it, if it says what the year is on these. I don't know if it did say. I know they're old. So anyway, I got those from Gisela. So thank you, my dear, and thank you for my lovely thank you gift. I will be using every bit of that lace. As you know, I am a lace girl. Somebody called me the Queen of Lace and Queen of Pearls. So I would say, I don't know. I don't think this is all going to fit in here. I may have to get another box. I love these little photo boxes, clear photo boxes to keep my lace in because it keeps it from getting damaged. All right. Let me see where we're at. 27. Okay. So this is another project I sat quietly and worked on, and I thought, well, maybe you guys might want to, I don't know if you want a video on this or not, but I took postcards. I punched out a heart with my, one of my Reflections punches. I dangled it with a pearl and used some, and then I covered the back because I had a pile of, guys, index cards. Sorry, I had a pile of index cards, so I just popped an index card on the back. If you look really hard, you could see the lines and write, you know, following the lines, or you could go this way, but it was already this beautiful yellow, so I just put it on the back to cover the photo. Hung the part that I punched out up here. Now, this is not my idea. I saw this from, I believe it's, oh, come on. Oh, I watch her all the time. She's like one of my favorite crafters. It'll come back to me. Glam Junk Journals. Pam at Glam Junk Journals. She did this with real postcards, vintage postcards. I didn't have any vintage postcards that I wanted to do this with, so I just used some digitals, and I believe these are from Artie Mays. So these are the ones I did, and I used some sari silk. Now, I don't particularly like sari silk. I'm not a big fan of it, so I just used some of my new sari silk that I got. And I do like it on here. I think they're great for this. And then you can write on the back. And then I have some postcards that I bought. They're reproduction. They look like this on the back, okay? They have all these, you know, postcard thingies. But on the front, they were florals, which you know how I love florals. So I did make a bigger version here using one of these postcards. And I used my my die cutting machine and punched out this beautiful little bit. And so then you hang it on there. That can be written on. I used a piece of antique jewelry, and I added a lady image in the beginning, and then I covered the back with just a piece of parchment cardstock, parchment colored cardstock, which is these right here. I put it on the back to cover it, and I thought maybe we could just finish up maybe a couple of these others And that would do it for us for today, because I wanted you to have a little craft. I mean, we don't have to, but I thought, well, if you have vintage postcards or reproduction or digital, you can see you can do them tiny or large. Like I said, Pam did a beautiful job on hers, and you know, hers go in her journals. These are brighter than I would normally use, but I do love my florals, so there's no reason we can't do that. And so I just laid my die cut right on here and figured out where I wanted it to go and punched it out. Okay. And then I tried to pick an image that I thought would look great with what's there right behind, right? And all we need to do is glue that on. And then because I don't want to really see this piece, I love that part, but I'm just going to cover it up with cardstock, because then that gives it, these are not very thick, so I wanted it to have a little more body. And doesn't have to be a postcard. You could use scrapbook paper. Maybe you have a scrapbook paper that you could do this with. Maybe some of the cutouts they have, or the cut aparts, depends on how you refer to it, what your background is, right? This would be great to make gift cards or greeting cards, you know. I always like to ink these, just because in case you do see part of it, you're not looking at a white edge if it peeks out at you. So let's get some glue. And I'm doing a lot of sorry about that. That's what happens when I don't do a lot of videos. Okay, so let's put this on here. You can use any, you could put music paper inside of this. You could put, you know, whatever you want. I'm going to do the ladies because they're all sort of florally ladies, and I really thought that they went well with this. So I'm just going to go around the edge to start, because I want to get it on there, and I'd like to get it on there fairly straight. And I think she looks really lovely with that, don't you? She's got the same similar colors. Gotta make sure I glue that down a little bit more. And then I cut a bunch of, oops, that one's too long. Why is that too long? Boy, what was I drinking? No, I don't drink. Yeah. I'm just gonna try to cover up some of that. I noticed, see, I either have them too long or too short. Kind of frustrating there. I don't know what I was doing when I cut them. I was in a hurry, so I probably wasn't paying close enough attention. This one's too long. I need to cut it down. Well, maybe what I could do is glue it on, and then I'll just cut it off. That might be easier. I'm not sure. I am going to ink it just a little bit, because I do like my edges inked. And I didn't purposely try to make it cover up every bit of the postcard. I just wanted to get rid of, you know, the double layer here. I love this part. And if I hadn't cut that out of there, you know, I wouldn't be needing to do that, right? So, okay, let's cover, I guess we could do this. So how are you guys? Is everybody good? Are you well? Anybody sick like we are over here? My voice is still pretty raspy. Earlier today, I really didn't have much voice. Jolene doesn't have any voice yet. She's still coughing pretty badly. She did get pneumonia bronchitis. Like I said, she's on her second round of antibiotics. She's got to get on her feet because next week is graduation, and we are running out of time. So I've got to get my hair done and got to get the house cleaned up. My son's coming to stay for 3 days for all the graduations, because there's a graduation on Wednesday. Thursday we don't have any. Friday we have another graduation, and Saturday we have the family party. I'm not sure how much he's staying for, but we'll see, right? So he's going to be with us, so we got to get the house all cleaned up, and I got to clean up my my shipping room enough for him to have somewhere to sleep. So there's a bed in there, but, you know, nice if it was a little more. And then what we would do is we would, see, that came out of there. So we put a hole in here, and then we put one here, and then of course we're going to tie it at the top. But for right now, I'm just going to get everybody glued on and get the backs on. I think that's the best way to do it. Oh, these cards are just stunning. Where did I get these? I think I got these on Amazon, or I got them on Etsy. I honestly cannot remember because I buy from everywhere, as you know. The cards are not digitals. These are actual postcards that you could put in the mail and mail. I just don't think they're very sturdy. I'd really be worried about them not getting there in one piece, right? So, I mean, they're made to mail, but they're not thick enough, I don't think. I think the postal machine would just eat them. I mean, you see how long it took to get a postcard from England and France to me. Crazy, right? Seems like the French ones I got here right away, but the English post office, yo, boy, their mail system is slow. Yeah, for all the French postcards came right away. All the English postcards, I'm just getting now. Crazy, right? Who knew? It was so sweet of Stephanie, too. She's my crafty godmother, to send me postcards from everywhere. Yay! You probably wonder why I didn't show them all. No, I showed everything that I have. They're just coming in trickles and dribs and drops, which is kind of fun because, you know, I love getting postcards. I remember as a kid, I had a few teachers that traveled in the summer and they would send me postcards. I thought that was so cool. I don't know if they sent them to everybody in the class, but I know I got quite a few. Some that had airplanes, like the TWA or PSA or one of those airlines. It was so cool. I would get from them. And then one of them went to Washington, D.C., so I got a postcard from there. I got a postcard of the airline. I don't know, some cool ones. I think I probably still have them. I never throw anything away. I'm a pack rat. Not a hoarder, a pack rat. Certain things, not everything. But it's probably sitting in my trunk, if I know me. Or in one of my 8 million card boxes, my poor daughter. She's going to have so much to do when I leave this world. Oh, sorry, sweetie. So, I'm going to go around the edge now. This is a very slick, shiny card. So, it's the ink's kind of coming off on my hands, but I am still going to go ahead and ink it because where it's cut, it'll pick it up. I meant to do around the inside and I didn't do it. I was talking, but that's okay. I don't think it's like mandatory. Well, it's all right. I'm liking that though. So we got those two. There's the one that goes in that one. And we got one more to do here. Oh, because I am chit-chatting too much. I need to ink everything. What are you guys up to? Getting ready to travel for the summer? You staying home? Some of you are staying home. You've said you're staying in your studio. For those of you I know who live in places like Arizona and New Mexico and Utah, places where it's really hot, you're staying put. Palm Springs or someplace like that. I know you're all staying put because it's just too hot. You don't usually travel. You go to the pool in the morning or late in the evening, and then in the day you are in your craft studio hiding from the heat. Which we can get warm. In fact, the day I'm making this, let's see, yesterday it was like 69. Today it's 78. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 92. So we're getting this weird weather, and then it's supposed to drop down again. We're supposed to be in the 70s for graduation week. I am hoping and praying it is not too cold or too hot for graduation. So that's all we can do is hope and pray, right? One is an evening graduation for the junior higher. The high schooler has 8:30 in the morning, which means we have to be there at like 7:30. I don't know. I'm not an early morning girl, and I can't sit for very long, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about graduation for either one of them. The other one's in some kind of stadium, which is going to be difficult for me to get into. Not everybody has handicap parking or a place for me to put the wheelchair, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with me if I'm actually going to go to graduation. So we'll see. One day at a time. I'm just waiting to see how I'm doing. All right. Now, we're getting a little rhythm. You could see when you get a rhythm going, you can just knock these out, nothing flat. These will be great gifts. Happy mail, go in a journal. note to a friend. The bow, if you're going to mail it, of course, you're going to have to be careful because you're going to have to put it in something that the bow is not going to create a problem for you. And I don't really care if it's on straight on the back because, you know, let me cover that up. It's warm in here today. I had the air conditioner come on, but it's staying quite warm up here. Or I'm still warm. I don't know. Okay, so you can see I've been a busy girl doing some crafting here and there. I actually sat 6 hours and did that needlework book. The envelope and all the ephemera. I'd already covered the book, but I added all the lace and all the extra goodies and then worked on all the bits and pieces. So I spent probably about 10 hours on the project total altogether. Pretty intensely for 6. And then maybe 1 or 2 hours at a time after that. So, but no energy for a video, so that did not happen. I had planned to do a video, but it didn't happen. And I knew if I didn't quickly get that project done, it was never going to get done. So I did not want to disappoint my buddy, Nicola. So, or chapter 1 papers. So I made sure they all got theirs done. But I won't be able to do any more design team projects for a little bit because I've got to get a bunch of other stuff done. I've got to finish my Marie Antoinette journal and a few others that people are waiting on. So I've got to get back to those. And it's hard to do it all because I only have so much energy every day. So it's not like I can sit here all day every day. Some days I took breaks in that 6 hours. Well, no, I didn't. I had a lunch break, but I started later in the day than I would have liked. But that's okay. So we have that. You know, we could add a word, we could add a label, or we could just leave it as it is. It's just gorgeous. Let me grab my eyelets. I don't know which ones I want to use. I mean, I know I have pretty colors. Maybe I could use some color ones on, I don't know if there's any I want to use. Oh, well, there's some pretty greens and reds. There might be something we can use there. I noticed I didn't get any blue ones. I wonder why. I didn't buy any blue eyelets. When I first started out, I pretty much bought everything. Oh, you guys, I messed up. I keep forgetting. Okay. Before we go any further on this, I am so sorry, Jessie. Jessie sent me, I think it's Vaughn, sent me a beautiful Happy Mail, and she sent me a lovely letter. And she said she's hoping we can use these. I don't have a use for them. They are railroad station books, 1930 to 1940. Her friend's mother worked there. And she says she enjoys my videos. So thank you, Jessie. You are fabulous. It's Jessie Vaughn, it looks like, if I'm saying that right. And she sent me, hold on a minute. I have a whole box. These are fabulous. I am not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. They all have the same number. They all have these fabulous pages. They're basically a mini journal, but they're vintage. Look at these. Oof. That one's the only one I think that has writing in it. I think that's the only one. Yeah, look at these, great. And thank you, Jessie. I know I kind of have, I'd like to do like a lace sample book and some other things with it. It's like a little kid got a hold of that one. And oh, that one's got some writing in it. Oh, look, this one has some pages. So I'd like to do I'm going to do some sample books. I don't know, maybe we could put them in the shop. I'm not real sure what we're going to do yet with them. But thank you, Jessie. They will get used. I'm not sure in what capacity just yet. There was a lovely 1949 date book. Look at this. Isn't this great? Oh my gosh, I'm in love. Oh, look at this. Little mini envelope in the back. And we've got that. We've got some vintage paper. Oh, that's just lovely. A want book. Wiggins and Sons. And it's got a few pages written on it, not much. So we've got another one of those. Oh, looks like the kids got a hold of it, right? And then we have a spelling tablet. That was 29 cents. Oh, I love that. Love, love, love it. Okay, so yeah, I know these will get used. Thank you, Jessie. So I keep forgetting, I apologize. It's on the floor next to me, and I almost forgot again. Boy, I'm naughty. Sorry about that. So they are very old, and they need a little bit of a cleanup, because I think right now I see that I have just made kind of a mess on my desk. So let me get some of that dust and dirt off, because I don't want that on my project, right? Oh. Very wet one. Let me just wipe this off. Okay. Now it's going to be wet, so give me a minute, and then I got it on my hands. So let me put that over there. Oh my gosh, I just made a mess out of my wet ones. Oh my goodness. What did I just do? I ended up pulling 2 out, which I don't want 2 out. Oh, because I only have 2 left in here. Well, I guess I need to go to the closet and get some more wet ones. This is the ones I use to clean up my desk and my hands. I let them dry out after, if they're not too dirty, and then I use them to, wipe up glue. And for those of you who are new, like, this is a dried out one, and so that gives me the opportunity to wipe up the mess I just made, right? But let me just wipe this up, because it's very wet. That wet one was at the bottom of a very juicy bottle. Whoa. Okay. Now, where were we? Oh, yes. Okay. It's still kind of wet. Come on. Got another dry one here. I really don't want wet cards. That would make a mess, right? Okay, I think I got it dry. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. Let's get back to our project. Now, as you can see, I did use an eyelet here. Oh gosh, I'm losing my jewelry. I did use an eyelet, and then I used some vintage jewelry, and so we want to do eyelets on these. So we're going to need to punch these all. And these little ones here, of course I have to find the top. Okay, these, I just took my littler punch and I punched a little hole in them so I could put a bowl pin through it. Okay. So we're kind of doing these sort of mass make style, in that we are we're doing them all at once. We're doing all of our punching, all of our gluing, all that good stuff at once. Okay, so those have their holes. Because I could put an eyelet through each of these, but I'm running out of eyelets, so in colors that I like to use. Of course, I have eyelets in colors I don't like to use, like gray or silver. I don't use a lot of silver, but okay, I got black, which I'm not going to use black or silver. There's some gold. Let me see. I see some greens. I think a green on one of these at least would be very cool, like this one. Let me see. I hear my kitty outside the door. She's okay. She's not feeling good. She's got a stuffy, runny, she's got a snotty nose, actually, so I've been kind of worried about her. Okay, so I got that one. What else we got? Would that be green, maybe? Or, oh, I know. How about one of these deeper kind of burgundy? Would that look good up there? Maybe not. No. Nope. Let's see. Maybe. I just got to play with, see what I got here. Nope, that doesn't look good there, but would it look good there? It's kind of purpley. That might be fun there. Just as something fun, huh? I want to use up some of these. I've got quite a few. Oh yeah, I had this really dark one. This was the one I think I was looking for. Or do I want that one? That kind of goes with the writing. I don't know. Maybe I'll go with the writing. Yeah. These are fun to play with. They really are. And I don't remember why I chose this container, or it came with it. when I bought these, or it was I think it was a suggested buy. Like if you bought this, other people bought that. So maybe that's what made me go ahead and grab it. I don't know. I see something. I wanted to see if this would look good up here. Like I said, I don't have any blue. I'll just use that one. That's fine. Okay. Alrighty then. These are We Are Memory Keepers. These are the originals that go with the matching crocodile. I'm gonna put that on the floor. I don't need this one because this one doesn't work as well. The blue one, it just doesn't lock down the eyelets well enough. So sorry, I'm pausing too much. I need to get with it here. I'm stopping to think because my brain doesn't want to work today. It's like giving me fits. So let's turn this over. You always want this little nubby part here to be on the top, and it goes in the top of the eyelet. So you want the biggest thing that's hanging down there. I call it the male part and the female part. There we go. Okay. And then this one is going to get the same thing. I'm going to go with the bigger hole. Can't go down too, well, yeah, I could. I went down a little bit further because I'm just putting ribbon through there. It's not like I'm putting an eyelet, I'm putting a bulb pin or anything through that, so. Yeah, I couldn't get, when I first got these things, I couldn't get anyone to tell me how to use it correctly, so I was always doing it wrong. Then I finally realized there was a small little folded up directions, and once I unfolded the sheet, I went, oh my goodness, here's how you use it. I actually read the directions, something people don't like to do, including me, but I actually read the directions and I went, well, duh, you're doing it all wrong. I had it dialed in wrong, so, because there's all different sizes you have to dial in, and it took me a while, but I figured it out, and since then it has become my best friend. This was my nemesis. I hated these things, but I love it now. Wouldn't trade it in. I use it all the time, and you can use a lot of thicknesses. So we have our holes for that. We need ribbon up there, and then we need some lovely, which I do have, bulb pins in multiple colors. Like I said, when I started out, I bought everything. Not all at once. It took me time. Believe me, it's taken me 6 years to get everything that I wanted. But I did go, I'd see something on Amazon and I'd see someone with it, I'd go look at it, see if it was something I wanted. So I have the matching bulb pins here, or I just have, antique ones or whatever. So I do have the green that matches that one. I do have sort of the burgundy. I think that goes with that. Yes, that goes with that. Do I have that? I think I have the pink too. Oh, hold on a minute. Gotta get that so the cat doesn't end up with it in his mouth. Oh, there it is. He's got enough stomach issues. Okay. There we go. I've got the matching bulb pins. Woohoo! No, that is not, if you're new at this is not something you need to run out and buy, right? It took me years to get all this stuff. I didn't run out and do it right away. I might have gone down a little too far. No, I'm okay. It's just when I go to add a dangle of some kind, I might have a little problem. But, okay. So this is just a quick craft today. What did I use on that one? Oh, the green one. And then the Saturday one, I have a new project for you, so you might want to be sure you come back. Saturday, I will be using a beautiful, gorgeous, stunning new kit from Happiness and Crafting. She's got a new tall rose journal kit that this made me think about it, that I will be working with. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do with it, but because I'm not really sure. Well, I'm not exactly sure. I kind of know. But this kit this is not all the pages. These are the ones I know I'm going to use. But this is Happiness and Crafting G. Kerr. She is on Etsy. And there are 20 pages to this kit. This is only a few of them. I think this is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then this was 11 and 12. 11, and you had a plain sheet, and then you had a sheet that looks like that, 12. Guys, I'm just noticing, did my printer did not do well again. I'm going to be so mad. Oh, goodness. Let me look. Just got to make sure the pages are good, because I'm going to have to reprint if I didn't do them well. All right, I think they're okay. I don't think they gave me on the fronts any yellow and purple lines. So this is part of the Saturday project, so you're going to want to come back for that. And at least I think that's going to be my Saturday project. So come and watch. If you want me to keep doing Saturday projects, you got to support it. So come and watch. Comment. Okay, so there we have it. Now all we need is we can either use, I use double strands of the crinkle seam binding, or you can use, you know, whatever you like to use. And I have lots of dangles, so I mean I can definitely do something there. Let me see what our time is before I decide if I'm going to go any further. I'm going to finish the ribbons off. Well, we're at 56. We're about to end up being done. Let me see what I have, if I can find one at least that maybe I could easily get to. Oh, yeah. I think that would be pretty on there. I've got a couple colors. Let's see. Is that the same color? Spring green. Spring green. Yes, I have 2 spring greens. I think that would be okay. I don't think it would be too bright. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think I have another green that would work, though. All my other greens are too new. No. Could do, maybe. I don't know. I have a lot of, oh yeah, I have a lot of ribbon. So I'll just do the one, and then I'll finish these other 2 off camera. But I'll do that one on camera for right now. And I'll show you these finished. Now these could get lace, they could get really dolled up. It just depends, but they're so busy. I don't know, lace would be the only thing I think I would put on there, because otherwise I think it's a pretty busy kit, right? So I think I'm only going to do single layer. I don't think I want to do, you know, a double layer of this. So what I'm going to do is just put it through here. Could use the Sari Silk, but my Sari Silks, I only have a limited color variation of those, so I don't want to go crazy. And let me get this down here. Oh my gosh, I can do this. I can. Okay, so let's make the loops a little longer. There we go. I may have to retie this. There we go. All right. And then what we want to do is I need some kind of dangle. So I have some pre-made, this is all old vintage jewelry that I have put on bulb pins. Now I do have some more of that pretty dangle jewelry that I already, that one's pretty white. I mean, I have like a little pretty pin. I've got all kinds of, oh, that one's cute. And I've got, it's kind of pretty. I could do that one. Maybe I'll do that one for now. If I don't like it, oh, it's already on a bulb pin. Well, that's okay. I can just put the bulb pin in the box, and if I don't end up using it, then it'll be there. I better close that or I'll stick that up my finger. I've done that before. I have to say, yikes, that hurts. Oh, and then, oh, what about, no, I like that. I think I'm going to do that. Oops, see, now I just, now what did I do with that? Come back here, you. I know I can get you. No, where'd you go? Oh my goodness, I already lost it in this box. Bird brain. Okay, let's put that back on there. All right. I really like... Oh, there we go. Oh, I hear the tones going off at the fire department, which means we're going to hear sirens in a minute. I can hear them go doo-doo-doo, you know, when they're calling them out. And those tones tell them, like this one, I used a pearl and I used a little Eiffel Tower. This is a vintage pearl. And I use a little rose on that one. So, let's see, can you guys see? Yeah, I use a rose on that one. I use an Eiffel Tower and a pearl on that one. And I use a vintage pearl on that one. Okay, dangle. Those are all from jewelry. And then I have this one, but I feel like it needs a buddy. So let me see. I got some pearls in gold. I had the silver, but I never could find the gold ones. I finally found the gold ones. So, okay, let me add that to it. See if I like it with that. Oh yeah, I do. What I think I'd like to do though, I think it's big enough for me to go around that side. Yep, it is. Okay, let me make sure I get that lid on because I do not want that to come off. I put the little label on the jar so I knew what it was, how many were in there, and oh gosh, hold on. Well, I wonder if I could, I wonder if that would just make it hang down too much. Yeah. Maybe, huh? All right. Sorry. Where's the green? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I actually want to put that on first. Then I want to put that on. Then, oh, there's the card. And then I want to tie it kind of where you really aren't going to see it too much. I want to pin it in there. And a lot of times it hangs down in their face. Yes, it does. It's okay. Try not to pin myself. There. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. And, oh yeah, that's good. This bow doesn't want to tie down tight. It's frustrating me. There we go. So, there you have it. We've got that beautiful little pearl and the little vintage jewelry piece. We've got the tag that you can write on. We have the beautiful lady and then space to write on the back. Aren't those fun? Oh my gosh, you can use whatever you want. You've got cardstock, cut it out in the shape of a postcard. I mean, that would be really fun. Punch it out, add a lady. You don't have to use a postcard, but that is what my friend Pam did. So I thought I would give it a try. So now I have 2 done, ready to go into journals or as thank you gifts or in a card or whatever you want to do. So I need to finish the others in my off time, which I will do very soon. So anyway, it was a very busy, productive day today. We showed you a lot of new stuff as well as a bunch of Etsy things and projects I finished. Guest design team projects. I'm not on any design teams right now. I only do guest work, meaning I don't have to do them if I don't want to. I'm not committed. So, which is good because right now with my health being all over the board, you know, I don't want to, I never want to let anyone down. It's so important to me that I not let down any of my designers. So I've chosen not to do permanent design team projects, just, you know, just guest design team where I, you know, if I have time, I will do the project, or when I have time, and it might be months later. It might be right away. It just depends on my energy and time and, you know, what's going on in our family or with my hubby. So we just gotta, you know, do it that way. So anyway, you guys, whew, I'm exhausted. Thank you for watching. So here we have the project that I did. Oh goodness, this is today's completed projects. These are the other cards that I've completed that are from that. Plus all these goodies have been embossed. So, oh, there you have it. That's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. So thank you everyone for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope to see you this weekend. I love you all. See you all very soon. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.